Tom Hay, coordinate number 10612-012, and this is my 8th and final video log, and today's date is the 7th of November. So today we were doing the day in the life exercise again, and we were in characters again, and this time I was doing my character's daily routine when he's working on the war game. So his daily routine begins with that it starts at 9 a.m. and finishes at 5 p.m. He gets in at 9 o'clock and makes himself a cup of coffee and a bowl of cereal. 9:30 a.m. he's working on the game up until lunchtime, and then he has lunch for about an hour, well, up until 1 p.m. and then at 2:45 he has a 20-minute break, and then from 5 past 3 till 5 past 5 he's working for another 2 hours before he goes home. And our course tutor asked us 2 questions, which was what were challenging about this exercise, and I thought skipping parts of the routine, and awards about this exercise, and I thought when doing this exercise it was without using the 24-hour clock, and without it we could spend as much time as one thing as we could. And I found this helpful because of the pace, because I don't have to rush from one thing to another. And I forgot to say from previous lessons, when doing this exercise, our course tutor mentions a time, and in a short amount of time we have to act out what we would be doing in our real life daily routines. But whereas in this routine he didn't. This was because this was just to see how different you can make the character's daily life and make your characters natural. In my real life daily routine, I had a morning routine, whereas in my character routine, I didn't have a routine. I just skipped it straight when he was working. This exercise was a physical preparation, and I rate myself a 9 out of 10 for this lesson, because although I had turned up 25 minutes late, I did well staying in character when being recorded on that camera. And at first I didn't have a reason of why doing the left exercise without the clock was helpful, but then eventually I thought of something to say. As my targets from last week, I didn't meet my target about discussing about the costumes I'm going to wear for next week. So my course tutor said, just go to a charity shop and look for some clothes that your character would wear, and something that you've not worn before, so something different. But I have met my target about researching the territorial army, and what I found out about it was the territorial army is the army reserve, and it's the largest of the reserve forces in the UK. The Army Reserve provides support to the regulars at home and overseas, and throughout its history, almost every major operation has seen reservations operating alongside their regular counterparts. And what does the Army Reserve do? The Army Reserve has two clear defined roles. Firstly, it provides highly trained soldiers who can work alongside the regular ones, and in missions and in the UK and overseas. Secondly, it gives people who have opportunities to use them in new ways over the next few years. The role of the Army Reserve will be expanded, and they will work even closely with the rest of the army. This means that there will be more opportunities for people who want to work, who want to enjoy the challenges that become with being a resident.